New Year. It's been a while since you've seen me in this setting. I don't know if I filmed a video, like a real video, since I changed the books over. So, Happy New Year to you. Happy 2024. I pray, I wish that it is a wonderful year for all of us. Maybe our best year yet. Is that possible? I mean, the past year was pretty incredible. I mean, no, I didn't meet probably any of the reading goals that I set for myself, but that's because I was just so busy living the life that I dreamed about. I made a video a few weeks ago before I lost my phone, and I remember deliberating whether or not I should share it because I don't want to come off like I am too happy. Is there such a word? But just, if you saw some of the details of parts of my life, you might say like, why is she so happy? Because let's think about it. I don't have a job that I go out to, which means that I don't have, an expendable income all the time. Like, yeah, I have money that I control in order to, run our household, but it's not money that I could just go out and spend. There are things that I want to do and can't do sometimes, but those are never needs. Everything that I need, I have. I have a wonderful husband, a beautiful daughter, parents and a brother in Jamaica who love me and are just always ready for when I say I'm coming home. They're ready to come and pick me up, and and I have family and friends who are my family, people who embrace me and love me, and I have this community that no matter how irregularly or sporadic my posts on here, there are some of you who, no matter when the videos come, you watch and you support, and I love you all. So I'm just so happy and so blessed. I just want to say how grateful I am for everything that is my life, everything that makes up my life. Just so happy, and I just want to say thank you for being here, for supporting my content, supporting my dream of being a bookish creator. And because you watch, I get the free books that I can take, share with you, and sometimes it's a struggle for me to get to them, but it's just wonderful to get them and be able to tell you about them. And so yeah, before I go any further on that in that vein, let me just say Happy New Year. I hope 2024 is even better for all of us. Even better. Because right now I'm living the life that I dreamed about. And I don't know, I guess I still do have a bigger dream. In 2024, one of the things that I like to do is to start making some money. So we'll talk about that later. So this video is about my 2024 goals, reading goals, and a little bit non-reading but still kind of bookish intentions. And I'm telling you my 2024 goals without having written them down. So I'm sharing them with you first before I share them with my manifestation. But I'm looking back at my reading journal from 2023, and I know I'd met probably none of these goals, but we're going to set those intentions again. So here were my 2023, now 2024 reading goals. The first goal was to read 150 books. In 2023, I did not make that target. I settled somewhere, I think maybe right under 110. And I don't know exactly because my Goodreads is not completely updated. And as you may remember, in the past few weeks, I've had some technology challenges. So I just have to go through my Excel spreadsheet and see what I have on my sheet that's not on Goodreads and try to figure out what the number is. So we're going to talk a little bit about the goals that weren't met in another video. Right now, I just want to set my intentions for 2024. So my reading goal for 2024, my number goal is 150 books. Again, didn't meet it, didn't even come close to meeting it in 2023, but that's because in the last 3 months of the year, I read almost nothing. There was a month where I read almost like 20 something books in 1 month, and then the next month I read like 2. So I know I can read more. It just 150 is my number. It's aspirational. I don't know if I'll meet it, but right now I'm saying that's where I want to be. Then other things that I want to do is to judge a BookTube prize. Again, I love doing that. I love getting I love I love the exposure to books that I might not otherwise pick up, but that are sent, the titles are sent to me to rate, to judge, and I love that. So I'm going to try to do it again. And my goal with regards to judging the prize is to read the books and finish all the books at least a week before they are due, so that I have time to think about the comparisons before I need to submit my ballot. A big project that I've been working on the past couple of years is I set this list, this classics and backlist TBR, and I've been working towards it for the past couple of years, and I didn't make the progress last year that I wanted to. So I'm just importing those pictures and I'll share them with you here, so you will see some of the books that were on the list and what I've completed thus far and what I still want to work towards. It would be great if I could complete this list in 2024. If not, then we'll just, keep pushing to the next year. But that is one of the projects that I'm working on. Caribathon is back. I want to continue hosting Caribathon. I host it with Peter from Comfy Cozy Up, and I love doing it. I love the books that I pick up, Caribbean authors. I love the books that are introduced to me that I might not otherwise read. And I just love the interaction. People getting excited about Caribbean authors and Caribbean culture and Caribbean literature is just fantastic. So I'm going to be hosting Caribathon with Peter again in 2024. And then the Run Right Reads book club, you've heard about it. I host this book club every month. We read a different book by a Caribbean author. And in 2023, we read some fantastic books. We had some amazing discussions. We talked with a couple of the authors. And we're going to be doing that in 2024 as well. I have shared the list for the 2024 Run Right Reads book club selections. One of the things that we're doing a little bit differently is we're reading not just books by authors who are from the Caribbean themselves, but also authors who are children of Caribbean parents. So we're going to be reading those books. And one of my goals, my personal goal towards the reading, is that I'd like to finish reading the book at least a few days. I'm going to say about a week before the book club discussion, so that I have time to settle on what I want to discuss in book club. Sometimes I leave it until the day before and I'm reading right up to like almost right before the discussion. There have been times when the book club met and I didn't finish reading the book. So I don't want to do that. I'm the one setting the list. I should commit to reading the books earlier, so that I'm ready, like really ready for the discussion. So my goal is to finish reading the book at least a week before the discussion. Last year I'd written it down that I wanted to read the book in the first 2 weeks of each month. That definitely did not happen. So we're going to try to work on that a little bit better in 2024. And then publishers have sent books to me. I have a backlog of books that I need to read, but I also want to try to read the books that are sent to me like in the month that I get them, or at least then by the next month. So we're going to try working towards that as well. And then I have this other big project. There are a few big projects. One is the Booker Prize winner project that I've been working on for several years now, where I'm trying to read all the books that have won the Booker Prize. And last year I said I was going to try to read 6 of the previous winners. I didn't even read that. So I'm setting that number. I'm going to keep the number. I'm going to move it from 6 and put it to 7, because why not make it even more ambitious? Even though I didn't make a lot of progress on that goal last year, I'm going to just kind of be more intentional about the books that I choose and how they're meeting these goals. So then I have some completist challenges, some authors that I want to read their entire work, their entire oeuvre Is that how you pronounce that word? So I have 3 authors that I've been working on for a couple of years now. One is Toni Morrison, one is Barbara Pym, and one is Muriel Sparks. So those are 3 authors that I already had on my list, and I want to add Hilary Mantel on there. But I don't think I'm going to add her right now. I might update this later in the year after I've made a little bit more progress with these 3 authors. So Toni Morrison, Barbara Pym, and Muriel Sparks are the 3 authors right now that I'm trying to read through their oeuvre, and I will work on those completed challenges before I add any more. And then I had these big goals. 2023 was a year for big goal setting. So one of the things that I jumped on this bandwagon was I saw Greg from Another Bibliophile Reads talk about reading from his shelves and not buying any new books until he read a certain number of books from his shelves. And Greg has done the challenge a couple of times, and each time he set the challenge, he challenged himself to read 100 books on his shelf before he spent any new money on books. And it's something that I'd love to do, but I didn't even task myself with that. I said 25 books. I wanted to read 25 books from my shelves before I bought any new books. And so I set that goal early in the year, and what that meant was, one was that I didn't read the 25 books, but it also meant that I didn't buy any books. So it was good, but it was also not so great because, yeah, it limited my spending, but there were still new books coming in. I just wasn't really buying them. But instead of reading my books so that I could buy books, what I did was I just went to the library, and I have an awesome library system available to me. I have multiple awesome library systems available to me. And so most of the books that I read were from the library. I didn't really work on that challenge as assiduously as I intended. So I had this number of 25 books that I wanted to read, but I also had set aside, I think, 10 books that I wanted to read from my shelves, or I was going to have to unhaul them by the end of the year. I didn't read those books, and I don't want to get rid of the books yet, so I'm asking for your grace that since the last couple of months my reading was just off, I'm giving myself 2 more months to work on those books that I said I was going to read or unhaul. I'm going to revisit that list, put those books on my TBR. Let's make it 3. In the first quarter of 2024, if I haven't read them by the end of March, then I have to unhaul them. So I'm giving myself 3 more months to work on that challenge. So I'm putting it on my list of things that I want to work on, but saying that, giving myself 3 more months to work on that. And then I had some other challenges. Like I was reading, I chose 10 books from Britta's 1001 Books by Women, books that you should read in your lifetime. And I have that list printed out in here. So this was my trusty little reading journal, which I made it pretty, and then I didn't really update it. So I'm going to work on that again. See, this was my list from Britta's 1001 book list. I printed 10 books that I wanted to read. No, 12. 2, 4, 6. Yeah. I printed 12 of the titles that I wanted to read in the year, one for each month, essentially. But then I had some challenges getting some of these titles. So I only read, I think, 3. Like one of the books is not even available in the United States. So I probably should have thought about that before I made this list. But I did read I read 3 of the books, I think. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I read 3 of the books from the 12. So it's not like I didn't do anything with regards to the list. But I'm going to continue working on that. So I'm not even going to select new books. I'm just going to keep working on this list until I whittle it down. So I'm considering whether or not I should even start a new reading journal or just continue working on this one. I have to get a new book because some of the other things that I wanted to do in the book, I just won't have time. I just won't have space for. So I'm going to start again. I'm going to do it again. like in my reading journal. I'll do a little flip through in another video. So yeah, those are the things that I want to work on in 2024. A lot of just continuation from last year. Continuing to work on some of the goals that I set last year and didn't meet, and just giving myself more time to work on them. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below what goals you're setting for yourself. What are your reading goals for 2024? And if you'd like to tell me how you did on your goals, how you did with your goals that you had set for 2023, would love to hear that. We will come back in another video and discuss. Maybe I'll put a little bit of a poll and ask you to tell me whether you hit your goals or not, so that I could see like what percentage of people did meet their goals and whether I'm in the majority or the distinct minority. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it motivated you to set some reading goals for yourself if you haven't already. And you know, just these goals, these little challenges that I set for myself, they help me give me a little bit of, give me some parameters to work within when I choose what books I want to read. Because man, there are all these books that I really want to read like right now. And sometimes you just have to limit yourself, and sometimes it helps to have some boundaries that you set for yourself, not necessarily boundaries that other people set for you. Some boundaries that you've set for yourself to help you just kind of rein those intentions in and give you a path on which to travel as we read together. So thank you so much for watching this video. I enjoyed making it. I love chatting with you, so look forward to chatting with you in the comments. And until we come back for another video, which is probably going to be soon, because I have a lot of things to share with you, so we'll come back and talk about that. So thank you so much for watching, and until we come back for another video, happy reading, happy new year. Talk to you later. Bye.